No,
was sitting in center field.
and also it didn't sound like I don't know when you heard the sounds of the game, it sounded different. Like when the ball was thrown at the mitt, I don't. It sounded like loud. I don't know if you heard the effects, but it sounded
But I would
different.
have liked it if they zoomed in a little bit more on the pitcher and the batter. You know, they were like, I have a 40-inch TV. And
that big stadium, that Globe Life, that's a huge stadium.
The pitcher and the batter were like 2 inches taller on my TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, I was saying that Texas Stadium is big.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go live.
Okay.
And hopefully people can tune in. And this is the first inning. And
yeah, we could talk the game. So we got plenty of time. The game doesn't start till 8 o'clock. So the games in Texas are late games too. Not like West Coast trips, but it's a late game tonight. So that'll probably be over.
I can't stand those West Coast games, man. They had like 10. They at 10 o'clock.
No, it's 8 o'clock.
Tonight, I believe.
Yeah, it's 8.
Yeah, tonight is 8 for the Rangers, but when they play Anaheim, Angels, and all that, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, you know, yeah, those games are 10. Yeah, Oakland.
Yeah, 3 hour time difference in California.
I know. It's like you got to watch the game the next day. Hopefully they win. When you wake up, it's like it's crazy, man. You know, and then you got to watch the disaster on how they lost. You know. But yeah, man. So even though Garrett Cole got the strikeout record for the season without walking a batter, that was pretty cool. You know what I mean? Too bad. I don't know how the hell. I don't know what happened on that pass ball though. Did you see that play? That pass ball that broke up the record. Like Hishigawa, he just froze. Like the ball went past him, and he just froze and just stood there, and then he ran for the ball and threw it to the he could have got him out. You know, if he was you know, on top of it.
I saw that.
You know? Like he had a brain freeze.
Yeah, he just stood there like he froze. And then like 2 seconds, 3 seconds later, he gets up and runs after the ball. By the time that happens, the guy's at first base falling over the damn base. Did you see that part?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. That must be the most craziest walk I ever seen.
But I thought they really would have won that game last night, man. Garrett Cole's almost like he's an automatic win every time out. And I thought we had that game. I thought he was going to dominate, but it just wasn't his night. But the Yankees offense is the highlight of everything right now. They've just been struggling. I don't know why this team is just so bad offensively. I mean, they're just a train wreck right now.
Yeah, they sure are,
if it wasn't for their pitching,
I don't know what their deal is. It's like they're up and they're down.
Live now?
Yeah, we're live. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I do understand what you're saying, Michael. And it really is a case of the Yankees on this road trip. They, if I'll just recap it very quickly. Yesterday's game, Showa had a one-run single in the first inning, and then Adolis Garcia of the Texas Rangers hit a home run. And Kiner Falefa hit a double to score another run. And Jose Trevino had a one-run single to drive in Kiner Falefa. And that was the 3 runs that Cole gave up in the second inning. And, of course, at the 6th inning, Willie Calhoun hit a home run. And Adolis Garcia steals home base on the throwing error by Higgy. And, of course, Luke Voigt had the home run in the 8th inning. And for the Baltimore series, the Yankees took 2 out of 3, winning 5-4 with a home run from Judge in the 4th inning and a home run from Urshela in the 7th inning. And the game, the Yankees won 8-2 with a home run from Judge. And in the last game, the Yankees had a rough game where they lost 10-6 to Baltimore. And Monty didn't have his best stuff at all. But we had home runs. Sanchez, Frazier went back-to-back. And Judge hit a home run in the 3rd inning. And then, of course, with the Tampa Bay series, the Yankees took 2 out of 3, winning 3-1 with a home run from Judge in the 1st inning and a home run from Sanchez in the 7th inning.
Yes. In
the middle game, the Yankees won 1-0, with Cole was amazing for that game. And then the 3rd game against Tampa Bay, the Yankees had a very bad loss, 9-1 to Tampa Bay in that game. So the Yankees are 4 wins and 3 losses at this point on the road trip.
Oh,
Yeah, not really that good. I mean, they just
yeah.
I don't know what it is on the road. They're not good. They're not a good road team. The Yankees. They're better at home. They're not a. They got to take care of business with the rest of these games with Texas to have a successful road trip because I've been I'm very displeased right now with their performance and that last game with the
It's
Orioles I
true,
was
man.
upset with. I mean, we were winning 4-0, and Jordan Montgomery basically just blows a gasket. I don't know what happened in that game. I mean, he just choked. I mean, you can't blow a 4-0 lead against the Baltimore Orioles, man. That's beyond embarrassing. That team's the worst. How do you blow a 4-0 lead? And then they had a 5-2 lead, and he blew that.
Performances in a row where Montgomery really struggled against the Orioles, and then Cole did not have his best stuff last night.
Yeah, I know. He's up and down in Montgomery, though. He's like, you don't know what you're going to get from him. He could pitch great, or he's like awful. He's like horrible. He just, he was awful. And then they had a 5-2 lead, and he blew that lead. I mean, that was horrible all around. Why didn't they score more runs against the Orioles? They could have got more runs. They usually destroy the Orioles. Very disappointing.
Look at how they made Jordan Lyles look. Jordan Lyles of the Texas Rangers.
God. Yeah, I was just talking about it with Frank. That was embarrassing last night. Jordan Lyles, they couldn't hit. I was trying to think of the guy's name.
How they
couldn't
hit that guy? They made him look like they're making the Yankees look like a softball team.
Those pitches are horrible. I told you, the mediocre pitches they look like Cy Youngs against our lineup. They're terrible. We can't hit mediocre pitching. This is ridiculous now. They're making these number 4 and 5 starters look like number 1s. I mean, it's embarrassing. I mean, you got to hit pitches that you're expected to hit.
Getting strike one against the Yankees. Jordan Lyles was getting ahead in the count, and that really made a major difference.
Yeah, it's really embarrassing. Another thing that gets me upset, too, is that they are terrible in sweeps, the Yankees. You know what their record is? 1-6. They only swept one team this year, Detroit Tigers. That's it. They're terrible in sweeps. They don't know how to complete a sweep, the Yankees. They have to be aggressive, this team. They have to have the killer instinct and say, they got to put their foot on the team's neck and say, we're not taking this. We're going to beat you. The Yankees are not aggressive enough. They don't have that killer instinct.
Nah.
I mean, 1-6 is awful.
When is the last
situations?
When is the last sweep they had? I don't even remember.
The Detroit Tigers. They swept the Tigers. That was the last sweep they had. That's horrible.
Wow.
They couldn't sweep Tampa Bay.
As of right now, the American League East standings is Boston is on top at 25-17. Toronto is second at 22-17, a game and a half out. Tampa Bay is third at 23-19, 2 games out. The Yankees are fourth at 22-19, 2.5 out, and the Orioles are last at 17 wins and 22.
Yeah, I figured the Orioles are last. But as I was saying is that the Yankees, they're horrible at sweeping teams, and the last team they swept for the Tigers. They couldn't sweep the Tampa Bay Rays. They couldn't sweep the Orioles. The Nationals they had struggles with. And then now Texas Rangers. But this team, I'm telling you right now, this series coming up after this, they're playing the White Sox and the Blue Jays. I really think this is going to determine if the Yankees are going to win the division or not, because they lose to the White Sox and Blue Jays. I think the division chances are over because the Red Sox are I don't know what it is with the Red Sox this year. They're freaking good. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they don't have
been playing well.
pitching.
They've been playing well. They've been playing well.
Their 1 through 4 hitters are good, and then the Yankees just don't have that offense. And their run differential is like 3 or 4. The Red Sox. The Yankees are just not a good hitting team, and they have to change things because I don't think they're going to catch the Red Sox. The Red Sox are good. I didn't even know they were going to be this good. They don't have any pitching. I don't understand how they're getting this done. The Red Sox.
Well, Michael, I wanted to say that there's a statistic that shows that so far in more than half of the games the Yankees have played this year, they have scored 3 runs or less. So it's definitely an offense that is struggling very badly.
Oh, nothing positive about the Yankees. Of course, we got to get into negative news because that's all the Yankees bring on is negative things and negative energy. It seems like there could be nothing positive about this team. And then they're injury prone constantly every single year. They can never stay healthy for a full season. That's another thing that gets me upset. They can't stay fully healthy for one season in their life. All they do is get injured. Their star players cannot stay on the field. That's why if they don't make it this year or get a wild card, they have to break this team up.
Yeah,
they have to break this team up. There's no way this team is going to survive another year or two. No way. Well, we will not win a World Series with this group. There's 0 championships with this team right now. Currently, they have no championships under their belt. There's nobody. The other teams won 5 championships. This team has 0. So if they don't make it this year or win a wild card, I would 100,000% break this team up. Even if they get a wild card, I'll break it up because that's embarrassing.
Yeah, they
embarrassing.
should.
Garrett Cole.
They really should.
That is embarrassing.
I'm not as negative. You know, as I said, it's a very long season. The Yankees are just 2.5 out of first, and no one is really lighting up the world.
I know. I'm not saying the Yankees have to be perfect, but they're still struggling very, very, very severe offensively. It's very bad. They're brutally bad offensively, this team. They're lucky that they're in it. Without that pitching, it would be nowhere. And even their pitching is struggling a little bit now.
Yeah.
Their pitching is not really impressing in the last couple of starts. Domingo Germán was great, but Jordan Montgomery was bad. Garrett Cole didn't have it last night. What is Jameson Taillon going to bring to the table tonight? What is he going to do? I don't think he's going to pitch good. That guy's every time he pitches, they lose.
We'll see.
Well,
And
Taillon, he is the weakest link on that pitching staff, though.
The rotation? Oh, it's not even a question. He's the worst pitcher on the staff. Every time he pitches, I know they're going to lose.
You know, the Yankees are in 4th place, man.
And they don't score enough runs for
2.5 games behind.
They're only half a game out of first place a couple of days ago. I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago. Now they're back to 2 games out and they're 4th place now. They can't seem to. I don't know what's with the Red Sox, but they can't catch the Red Sox. They got to beat them, or they have to hope the Red Sox fall apart.
Have been playing hot, man. They've been hitting. Boston, Toronto, and Tampa. They've been playing their games, man. They've been hitting. You know, they've been doing their stuff.
Well, they're hitting, but the Yankees. Well, how about the Yankees start hitting for once in their life? I mean, can't they hit?
You know what they're doing?
The Yankees aren't hitting.
You know what they're doing still, Michael? They're still hitting home runs. They're 3rd or 4th in the majors in home runs still.
But that's all they do is go for home runs. Why don't they manufacture runs for once? They don't do things like that. Hit the ball to the gap, hit the ball to the opposite way. All they do is hit home runs. The problem with this team is there's too many power hitters. They have too many home run hitters. They have to change their whole philosophy. They have too many home run hitters. That has to change. That's why I like to see a change.
Well, like we said earlier, man. If the Yankees don't make the playoffs, and even, they're not gonna. I don't believe they'll pass even the division playoffs. But if that happens, they have to break up this team, man. They have to get have to get a team that can hit and run. You know what I'm saying? That
and
aspect
there's no speed
of the
on
game,
this team either. That's another issue.
Right, but the aspect of the game of hitting and running is nothing on the Yankees. It's either a home run or not. You know what I mean?
That's it. And I'm sick and tired of it. And DJ LeMahieu has not been doing anything on this team great lately. He has been
yesterday.
What?
LeMahieu had 2 hits yesterday.
I know he had 2 hits, but he's not having the year that he had a couple of years ago. Like 2 years when he was on the Yankees, he was like basically like just he was setting the world on fire. He was hitting over 300. I don't know. I love LeMahieu. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing him under the bus, but he's not performing like he
Yeah,
did
but
those
then
2 years
again,
with the
how
Yankees.
can he wait? But how can he perform if there's nobody on base? What can he do if there's nobody on base?
He's a leadoff hitter. I mean, at least get on base. I mean, he's not like really. Yeah, he got 2 hits yesterday, but he's not doing. I mean, what he was paid to do. The guy's not like hitting over 300. He's in like 270 something. I mean, he's supposed to be the spark plug on this team. He's supposed to be the catalyst. He's the one that is supposed to like set this offense on fire. And I don't know what he's doing. And Luke Voigt, I thought when he came back, this team was going to turn it all around. And I hate to say it, but Luke Voigt has not like gotten this team back to where everyone thought when Luke Voigt came back, the Yankees were going to just go crazy and go on a big run. That didn't happen. I told you it wasn't going to do anything.
Luke Voigt blasted a home run last night.
A big home run last night. Yeah. He did good.
Yeah, home run when they lost.
He hit it in the 9th inning or something like that?
I saw the home run, but it didn't matter. They were losing 5-2.
But they're doing this stuff. But the Yankees always hit home runs or something like that in the time when they don't need to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
They can't do it.
Hit home runs, and
they can't do it with runners in scoring position. They can't do it with bases loaded. They can't do it with nobody on. They just can't.
Why don't they do that when there's men on base? They never do that with guys on base. And
that's what I'm saying.
All they do is hit home runs, and they don't do anything else but that.
That's all they do is hit home runs. That's why if the Yankees don't make it, man, they have to break up this team. They have to get rid of Aaron Hicks as well. Aaron
Oh, I
Hicks,
told you that, and so does
with
really many
that
Yankee
with that
fans feel the
surgery
same
that
way.
he's gonna get, that Mark Teixeira had, and all that, that's season ending, that's career ending. He ain't never gonna be the same. So they need to
Yeah.
DFA him immediately, take that money back, and find somewhere else to invest that money because he's done, man. He's done.
The only
He's
guys I
another
would keep on this
Ellsbury.
team,
He's another
the only ones
Ellsbury.
I would keep, if they do a breakup, the only ones I would keep on this team is obviously Garrett Cole, DJ LeMahieu, and Gio Urshela, and maybe Aaron Judge. But the rest of these guys will have to go. Stanton, Hicks, Gary Sanchez, like Luke Voigt, like everybody. I'm sorry, but they have to they need like a shakeup.
They need a first baseman. They're gonna have to get a center fielder. They're gonna have to get a catcher, and let's see if Aaron Judge is Band-Aid up or what. Let's see if he could play. But they're gonna
Aaron
have to
Judge
find.
is good at this point, but if he gets injured again, then that's another conversation for another day.
And that
then you can
Stanton
start saying Aaron
contract.
Judge is.
That Stanton contract. They got to get rid of that Stanton contract.
Yeah, I really wonder.
That's
It's
must.
something how when Stanton came to this team, they got all these injuries like crazy. It's like Ellsbury is apparently supposed to be the cursor. They say Ellsbury was the one that.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. They said
They
that he
got
was
the
the one that made all
Ellsburys.
these injuries happen.
That's the Ellsbury's disease, man.
Ellsbury is like a witch.
Yeah, man. And Aaron Hicks, he's the new Ellsbury.
Odor has been reinstated for tonight. We'll see if he's in the lineup. But I think
I'm
that
sure
would
he's going to be in the lineup.
I think they would send down. Ford because Ford is hitting like 085.
Yeah, but don't they need him as a second first baseman?
Well, they could.
If they don't put him in the lineup, that's a That's a really stupid move if they reinstate him and they don't put him in the lineup tonight. It makes no sense whatsoever. This team, they better put him in the lineup.
Well, they could put him as DH.
They
could put him as DH because Stanton ain't there. You know,
and that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Giancarlo Stanton. This guy, man, I'm telling you, that was the worst trade the Yankees ever made. I'm sorry, but that was bad. I mean, you had Aaron Judge already. You didn't need somebody else like Aaron Judge. We have somebody like Stanton. And Aaron Judge is obviously a better player than Stanton, but you can't. That was a terrible trade. He has to. They have to find some way to trade this guy, man. I can't take this every year. He's injured every year. It's ridiculous. We got to deal with this for 6 more years.
Man, I mean,
he's injured every single year.
Every year we got him, he hasn't played. It's true. He hasn't played. That's why they have to get rid of that contract. They have to get rid of this guy. They have
I don't know
to.
how they're going to do it.
I don't know. Who the hell's going to pay him $36 million a year? The Yankees.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You know, now he's going to sit at home and collect
Nobody wants him, and he can never stay healthy. What team's going to want those problems? The Yankees are the only team that want those problems because they don't want. They have no way of getting rid of him, and he's making too much money. He's the most expensive.
His first year with the team, he played 158 games and hit 38.
Well, I know, but since then he's been awful. Look at the last 2 years.
He hasn't done anything.
The last 3 years.
He could play a whole year and still won't affect the team, man.
I know, and also he's the most expensive DH in baseball history. That's another crazy thing. No DH doesn't make $36 million a year.
What do you guys think about Albert Pujols going to the Dodgers to be a pinch hitter?
That's a good idea for them.
I don't really make a big thing of it. I mean, he's at the end of his career.
I mean, he can't hit. He can't hit nothing. So I mean, at least he gets to go out with dignity, though. At least, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers are just as bad as the Yankees right now. They went into a massive slump. I don't know what happened to them. They're like only one game better than us. I mean, they're just another team that's dealing with a lot of injuries too. The Padres, they have like 16 players on the injured list.
Yeah, it's sad, man.
Yeah, everybody has COVID on that team, and the Mets. The Mets are ganged up too. Look at the Mets. The Mets have injuries all over the place. So I guess you got to look at other teams too.
And the Mets are doing well. The Mets are in first place, man. Unbelievable. How? I don't have no idea, but they are.
We're 2 games out, and they're in first place. I don't get that. The Yankees are supposed to be better than the Mets, and we can't. We're not in first place. Their division's terrible. That's why I think the Braves are not that good this year. They struggled. The Phillies are not really great. The Nationals are bad. The Marlins are bad. I guess their division is not as their division is supposed to be such a competitive division. It wasn't that good this year.
Man,
I guess.
what do you think about that slide with Manny Machado, man? And because of that slide to break up that play, they won the game. How about that? Did you see that?
I didn't even see it. No,
Oh man, he took that guy out at second. Well, not even at second.
I gotta see. I gotta watch the replay of that. I didn't watch it. Manny Machado's a dirty player.
He slid in. He slid into the second baseman, and the second baseman is halfway. He's between first and second, and he slid into him halfway, and the guy, dropped the ball or whatever, and they won the game. Crazy.
Thank God we didn't take that contract on. That would have been a disaster. That guy's definitely not worth the money. He's hitting 230. Imagine if we would have had Manny Machado right now. I mean, he's not a winning player. That guy. He's a very he's overrated. Definitely not worth the money. I don't know. He's not. Every time these guys get big contracts,
so far,
they don't play as good.
They've been doing well with Manny Machado, man. The Padres, they're in second place, I believe.
They're a great team, but I'm saying they don't. I don't think they need him. He just makes them like he puts more like. I guess he fills the butts in the seats, but he's not. He's been bad. Look what happened. Like last year, he struggled with them. He's not. Well, last year he was better, but the first year he came, he hit like 240. The last year he hit 300. And this year he's hitting 230. He's not. I mean, the Padres have been good, but he's not like worth $300 million. The guy is. He's always like. He strikes out too much. He's not a winning player, and then in the playoffs he always chokes.
Well, the reason why they're playing. Well, the reason why the Padres is playing well because they got Fernando Tatis over there taking up the slack.
Well, they were going to be good anyways. They had a lot. They had a great future, Padres.
And I don't think they needed Machado.
And same thing with Eric Hosmer. He makes the one thing about Machado I have to say is the guy stays healthy. He plays 162 games every year.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Someone that can stay on the field.
Yeah.
Other than the other guy who could never stay healthy for one freaking month, and he's on the IL.
You guys notice that every year they say, "Oh, we're not bringing Brett Gardner back. We're not bringing Brett Gardner back." Every year, it's Brett Gardner that's in there playing every day as everyone else is injured.
That's true.
Well, Brett Gardner's.
How long is that? How long is that gonna last?
Look what he's hitting. He's hitting low. He's hitting horrible.
How do you want about Brett Gardner? Triple and a single yesterday.
Yeah, but he's been. But how long Brett Gardner gonna play for the Yankees? I think this might be his last year.
He's horrible, dude. I'm sorry. Look at his average in the last 3 years. He's hitting. He had like 200 every year. He's hitting like low for average every year. He's horrible. I could say what you want about him. I mean, he's an old guy, but all these injuries. We didn't need this right now. I mean, they have injuries all over the place. It just never ends. Now we got to play Brett Gardner every day. Oh, that's going to be fun. And Clint Frazier, that guy's turned into a disappointment. He's not good. He's just been bad, Frazier.
Flaking out so far, but he's been playing well defensively.
These are the guys they have. So either you root for them and like them, or you have no other choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do, but it's been bad. It's been brutal being. I don't know. We have to make some changes. They can't keep these guys forever on the team. We haven't won a World Series in 11 years. They have to do something. I mean, something has to happen. You can't keep bringing back the same exact team every year when you lose. That's why teams make changes. You can't keep bringing the same team back.
Like we said before, if they don't do anything this year, they have to break up the team. That's a fact.
They make the playoffs every year. That's fine. That's okay. That's great. But what happens when they get to the playoffs every year? They don't win. They disappoint every single year. They let everybody down. They lose in the first round of the playoffs. This is supposed to be what's their payroll? $225 million, and the Rays' payroll is $40 million, and they can't get to the They can't get to the World Series. I mean, how embarrassing is that? I mean, that's why people are very upset with this team, and a lot of people complain because they expect excellence on this team, and they don't get that. I'm not saying this team has to be perfect, but they win 5 in a row, then they lose 5 in a row. Can't they be consistent? They're not a consistent baseball team. I mean, why can't they win 10 in a row? They can't win. They can't go on a big winning streak like that.
They can't even perform a sweep, man.
No, they 1-6 in sweeps. They're not good in extra inning games. They're not good in tie games. They fail in a lot of areas. The Yankees. If you would take a test, they probably would fail it. They fail on if they took like a driver's test, they probably would fail it every single time because they always fail these big questions. They look at their on base percentage and their slugging percentage, and they're horrible situational hitting team. You know that they've always struggled with that. They're terrible runners in scoring position. I mean, how are you going to win a World Series if you have all these problems?
Yeah,
I mean,
you know what?
it's like
They have to by the trade deadline, they have to get a big time pitcher. But
they got to get a starting pitcher. I hope it's Scherzer, and they have to. I guess they're gonna have to trade for an outfielder or something. Those are the two things they're gonna do. But problem is, you can't trade for every single person that goes down on the injured list. Like that's another thing I noticed these fans are complaining about too, which you can't. Got to live in reality. We can't trade for every single. You know what I mean? Like everybody that gets injured, they can't think, okay, now we got to replace this guy. Okay, now we need a shortstop. Okay, now we need an outfielder. That they're not going to do. But they do need a starter. I agree. They have to get a starting pitcher badly. I mean, everyone's telling me, oh, well, the starting pitcher's not been the problem. It's been the offense. Well, they need both then. Can't they get both?
Yeah,
well, they're both 500, so only 2.5 games out of first place. That's not, it's not a catastrophe, Michael.
But what about if they lose 3 out of 4 to the Texas Rangers? They're not set up good right now, the Yankees. They lost Stanton and Torres. They're injury riddled again this year, it looks like. For the most part, they were relatively healthy for the last month and a half. But what's happened? They have 9 players on the injured list. That's not good. Britton had a setback.
Not good.
Zach Britton had a setback now. They said he had a general soreness. That's the same injury that Aaron Judge had, remember? General soreness. Severino is not going to come back till late in the season. Now you don't know when you get Britton back. Okay, Odor is back. Torres is supposed to come back soon, but Stanton is going to probably be out for probably till the All-Star break. You think Stanton's going to come back after 10 days?
Yeah, that's the deal with Stanton. Stanton is that situation where
when he gets hurt, he's out for most of the whole entire season.
It's a case of, where you hear Stanton's going to be back in a day or two. He doesn't come back for 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months, try the whole season. That happened in 2019. He had 6 different injuries. Yeah. Remember, he was supposed to come back in a month, and then he was out for 6 months.
Blog, Michael. I was looking at one of the blogs with BX Summer from 2019, and it was beginning of the season in April, and Stanton was out as usual. And I was saying to BX Summer on the blog, Stanton will be back before you know it. And it turned out Stanton played 18 games that year.
Yeah, and last year, too, he didn't play many games. I think he only played, because it was a 60-game season. I think last year, too, he only played about 20 games. I mean, that's bad, man. That's that's embarrassing. I mean, Aaron Judge is a little more healthier than him, but not by much. Aaron Judge is just as bad, but at least Aaron Judge maybe can, hang a little bit more. I don't know who's worse, though. It's like a tiebreaker. I don't know who's more injury-prone. They're both about the same, but
at least you have to get to something positive here. Judge has been on fire lately. He has 4 home runs.
Oh, yeah, I'm not denying that. I was going to get to that. I was going to say positives. Aaron Judge has been great. He's awesome. I wish both of them could stay healthy and have great years back, together, but it never seems to happen. But, yes, Aaron Judge is great. I wish the rest of this offense would start hitting. The rest of the offense is bad.
Yeah.
I know the last 4 hitters in the lineup. I mean, look who they had in there. They had Tyler Wade, Kyle Higashioka, who's 2 for his last 30.
The bottom of the order is terrible.
The bottom 3, they were all hitting 140.
The bottom of their order is just an absolute. It's a train wreck. It's like they have terrible. Their 8 and 9 hitters are awful. I hope Odor better been in the lineup tonight because they have to have something like a spark on this team. And Odor is not really a great hitter, but the guy's been clutch though. I have to give him that. He has been really good in clutch situations. Odor. He got a lot of big winning clutch hits for them. So they need him back in there. And they have to win this game tonight because all of a sudden, if the Yankees lose 3 out of 4 to Texas and we go into the series with the White Sox, the Yankees are not, that's bad.
We're in 4th place now.
Look at how it can change, Michael. The Rangers just came off an 0-6 road trip, and they had Jordan Lyles on the mound with a 6.63 earned run average. And boom, they handled these no problem last night. So things
I can't believe that. I know against Garrett Cole, against a Cy Young contender, a guy that's pitching lights out, and they beat. I can't. It's I can't figure baseball is such an unpredictable sport.
It surely is.
I don't predict it. That's
You
what
can't
John
predict
Cena
baseball.
said. You don't predict it. Your momentum is only as good as the next day's starting pitcher.
I mean, did we really think the American League the American League East was going to be this good? We all said the American League was terrible. I mean, it really isn't that good, but the AL East seems like it's pretty good. The Red Sox, I thought the Red Sox were going to finish like in fourth place or last. I thought Tampa and Toronto were going to be better than the Red Sox. The Red Sox are ahead of everybody else. How the hell is that?
Right.
Well, we still got 4.5 months to go in the season, so I mean,
And they haven't played a great team yet. Remember, they're beating up on the Angels, on the Orioles, on the Tigers. They're beating up on all bad teams, Boston. Let's see when they play the Yankees. I hope the Yankees beat them because they're not playing. If you look at the Red Sox schedule, they aren't beating exactly any great teams. So maybe they'll fall apart.
Oh, BX, is the rest of your vlog going to be coming out tonight?
Maybe tomorrow or Thursday.
But Frank, what were you saying about the? Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to ask him something.
No, go.
What do you feel about this team?
I'm telling you, man, if they don't make it, they gotta break up the team, man. That's it. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they're gonna last playing like this. That's bottom line.
It's like a lot of Yankee fans feel the same way about that. There is a handful of fans that still are positive, but you're losing to Jordan Lyles. Right there tells you a lot about this team, though. They're just all or nothing. They give you like a lot, and they make you think that they're a great team, and then they do something like last night, and then they make you think that the season's over. It's very hard to be a Yankee fan, man. I don't know how we do it. I mean, well, then again, you could be like a Mets fan or a Royals fan or a Pirates fan, I guess, but being a Yankee fan is not easy, man.
I was watching the pitching yesterday, Michael. I was watching the pitching yesterday, and actually Cole had better stuff than Jordan Lyles. It's just that the Texas Rangers hit him. They had quality at bat. Jordan Lyles.
You know what it is with the Yankees, though? Yeah, he wasn't pitching good. The Yankees just make everybody look good. That's the problem. They hit too many. When they go for home runs 24/7, any pitcher, doesn't matter how good or how bad they are, they're going to shut you down because when you're going for home runs, they know that. They look at the scouting report. I guess they watch the videos. They know the Yankees. They're a power. They're a home run team, and all they go for is home runs. So it's easy to shut down a line at that. That's all they go for is home runs. I mean, you know what's coming. So they swing it shit.
The Yankees are 12 in the American League in RBIs. All right,
that's pretty bad.
And the Houston Astros is first with 200 RBIs. So they not hitting nothing, man. You can tell by the numbers. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. They're at the bottom of the league offensively, except for home runs.
The run differential, they're not even in baseball. They're not even in conversation. The Red Sox are in there. I think even the worst team, I'm trying to think of the teams that run differential. I know the Red Sox are in there. The White Sox are in there. Houston. I even think the Dodgers. And the Dodgers are not really playing that much better than the Yankees. They even have better run differential. We're not even in conversation. That's how bad we are.
Yankees are tied with the Blue Jays in home runs with 56 home runs.
Yeah.
See, but they got no other guy. Yeah. But they last in.
What are they for? Tied for fourth or third?
No, they're tied for first with 56.
The Blue Jays are in there too. Yeah, I figured they score runs too. The Blue Jays. They didn't score more runs.
But they're 12th in RBIs in the American League.
But you know what's something? They blew the Tigers out that game. What was it, 9-0? If that didn't even count, see, they scored 9 runs and they still don't have. They're still not in the conversation. That's pretty sad. That goes to show you they don't score enough runs.
Well, the Baltimore Orioles they've had some of the games where they scored 1 or 2 runs only.
Yeah, that's why they're not doing that. They're not out slugging teams. They're not out scoring teams. Remember 2-3 years ago, they were just destroying everybody like by 10 runs or more every game. It was like ridiculous. They're not doing that no more.
The Yankees are in the 11th place in runs. In the American League, they're in 11th place. Boston Red Sox are first, and the Chicago White Sox and Houston Astros are tied for second with the most runs. Now let me see hits.
I'm glad that you're bringing this up. I'm glad that you're showing this because I was curious to know what place the Yankees were in runs. That they're in 11th place. Oh my God.
They're in 12th in hits. They're in 12th place in hits, and the Boston Red Sox are in first. Houston Astros are second. Chicago White Sox third. And if you can't beat those,
what about on base percentage? What about on base percentage and average? Probably like 12th, right?
On base percentage. Hold on. Got you.
Yeah.
It is we're fourth.
That's important.
We're fourth in on base percentage Ain't that how?
Well, that's not bad.
That's because they get a lot of walk.
How they, I'm surprised you're even fourth.
Yeah, that means they get on base, but nobody brings them around.
Right.
And what about average? Average is,
Let me see. Batting average.
that's going to be probably bad because they never have a good
They're
batting
11th
average
place
overall.
in batting average. 11th place.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
First, second, and third.
They're
Houston
always in 11th
Astros,
place.
White Sox, and Red Sox. Those are
Of
your
course,
top
they
teams.
hit home runs. That's why. When you have a team that hits home runs all the time, they're not going to be in first place.
Those are your top teams.
Of course.
Man. So those.
I figured that.
So these teams right here is most likely going to make the playoffs. Astros, White Sox, Red Sox. And then hopefully.
Well, that's why I told you. That's why. Don't you see now why I'm worried with the Yankees? Why I told you I'm worried. How's a team like that going to make the playoffs?
And it's probably gonna be it's probably gonna be Yankees and Blue Jays for the wild card.
I guess so. Well, it's going to be only those two. If they make it, the Red Sox and Rays and Orioles won't make it because there's only. Remember, they don't have the expanded playoffs anymore. Only two. It's only going to be a division and a wild card. So there can't be three teams that make it unless there was an expanded playoff. So yeah, then the Blue Jays are going to get the division. And the Yankees get the wild card.
I don't make any predictions in mid-May.
Well,
that's the way it's looking already. But it's a fact though. These three teams are gonna make the playoffs. It's a fact. The way their numbers are showing, the way they're playing, it's a fact that Houston, White Sox, and the Red Sox are gonna make the playoffs in the American League. That is a fact. So it's up to the Toronto Blue Jays, Minnesota Twins, Yankees, and Tampa Bay Rays. That's the fight for the wild card.
Forget about Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins are 13 games below 500. They're finished. They probably have the worst record in baseball right now. Minnesota Twins are done. They're buried. Look at their record. They're worse than the Detroit Tigers, I think. Now they're terrible. Minnesota. Nobody thought Minnesota was going to be this bad. Everyone thought they were going to be a playoff team. They're terrible.
So we're gonna see, man, who makes it there. It depends on those teams how well they do. But the Yankees have to keep
the Yankees
winning.
are just.
Because these guys are going to keep winning. And if they keep winning and we don't win, we're just going to go more down and down in the
See, that's what I'm worried about. See, that's why we can't lose the series against Texas because the Red Sox keep winning. See, that's the problem, too. You have to understand this. The Red Sox don't lose. That's what's killing us this year. I didn't think the Red Sox – if this division was bad all around, I wouldn't be worried right now. I'd be like, you know what, we got this. Even with all the injuries and the hitting struggles, we'll be all right because this division's not, great. But it's not actually – I told you it's a tough division this year. And the Red Sox are actually playing really good. They're a playoff team, the Red Sox, in my book. I'm sorry, but
listen to this, Michael. This is before your time. But in 1978, I was playing freshman baseball. The Yankees fell 13 and a half games behind the Boston Red Sox by July.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Retired. The Yankees came back and went ahead of the Red Sox actually in September. And they had a thing called the Boston Massacre at the end of late August going to early September where the Yankees went up to Fenway and swept them 4 straight. Went ahead, and that year they had the one-game playoff up in Boston, and that was the Bucky Dent. And so this is why I don't predict baseball at all, especially in the beginning of May. It was 4.5 months.
I remember this though. You brought up a great fact, and I remember that. My cousin told me that. I remember that. I remember that Yankee team that they came all the way back and won the division, and they won the World Series that year. But remember that was a different Yankee team though. This team is not even close to that 70s team. I mean, I'm happy that you brought that up because that makes me feel better. But remember, that Yankee team was they were a championship team, and they came off of a championship too in '77. So I hope they don't fall 13 and a half games out. You don't want that. Come on.
No, you don't want that.
But let me explain.
That was the Bronx Blue team. That was a team of Thurman Munson, Chris Standish, Willie Randolph, Greg Newman, Ron Guidry.
That was a championship caliber team.
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the team was great, but the thing is that that's something like that today is kind of like impossible, man, because
that would never happen. All the teams today, they're all just as good. They all have talent.
They all play well.
Yeah,
they all
that's
can
why
beat you.
it's different.
You know
There
what I
wasn't
mean?
many good
So
teams back
it's
then.
very
either.
hard to come out the cellar. You know what I mean? 10 games out now.
Yeah, if
because
that happened,
these
the
guys,
Yankees would be finished.
these
That's
guys, they
ridiculous.
keep winning and winning and winning. And if they win and you win, it does nothing to you in the winning. I mean,
No.
in the
And
games
the Red
behind.
Sox don't lose that many games. They don't lose a lot of games in a row. They're not losing like 6-7
There's
games.
so
that's the
much.
problem. They lose maybe 2 games and that's it.
There's so much talent in Major League Baseball right now that almost every team could be equally powered. You know what I mean? In a way, it depending on how they play. But every team has talent, so it's very hard to beat these teams now. Even the sucky teams like Baltimore Orioles beat you. You know what I mean? Because they got talent.
And what about the Texas Rangers?
Exactly. They don't have anybody in there, and they're playing off. You know what I mean? So it's like it depends
Texas
on.
Rangers suck.
It depends.
There's a lot of parity. A lot of teams are very equal with one another.
Yeah, man.
It's terrible. They are. It's just, I wish we could beat the teams that we're expected to beat. I can see losing to bad teams once in a while. That's fine. But you can't lose to bad teams on a regular basis like that.
Right.
You can't lose to bad teams consistently.
Right.
That's not acceptable. And you can't do that. That's not right.
Right. And one more thing, right? The older teams back in the day, they had maybe 1 or 2 stars on the team, and that was it. Now and today in MLB baseball, there's almost like 10 stars on every team. You know what I mean? There's like 10 good players on every team that could be all-stars. You know what I mean? So it's like the talent of baseball today is so elevated than before, man. I mean,
oh no, it was. There is a lot of superstars. I don't know about 10 stars. There's about maybe 4 superstars on every team. Wouldn't go as far as saying 10.
Well, you got to go with the pitchers.
Superstars on every major league team.
You got to go with pitching and hitting. You know, but they got almost every team got some type of caliber players in there. You know what I mean? It's just
and not only that, it's not even about the superstars. These teams, they don't need superstars to win. If they're good players, gritty, gutty players, look at the '96 Yankee team. Did they have any superstars on that team? They didn't have anybody. They were a great team. They grinded. They were gritty. They were gutty, and they won. The '98 Yankee team didn't have any superstars in their team. They didn't have a all-star.
They did. They had a whole bunch of guys, man. Nah, that's wrong. They had a whole bunch of big names on them team. Chili Davis. All kind of Tim Raines.
Yeah, but they weren't Hall of Famers now.
But they were franchise players from another team. So they
I know, but I'm saying they didn't have like an A-Rod on their team, Jason Giambi. They didn't have the superstars that they had in the 2000s and now. I mean, they had guys that were like veteran players, but they weren't like Hall of Fame players. Like when the Yankees had A-Rod, Sheffield, Giambi, that was a superstar lineup. That was that was like more. The Yankees had, when they won the championships all those years, they didn't have any superstars on their team. Derek Jeter was a young rookie. He was obviously a star. Paul O'Neill was good, but he wasn't a Hall of Famer. They had Wade Boggs. They had Bernie Williams. They had Joe Girardi. Those guys weren't superstars.
Yeah, they were.
Tino Martinez. They had Jimmy Key. I mean, they're not really,
But
they were big. Johnson,
but they were big players from the team they came from, though. That's the point.
Well, yeah, I mean, they
were big players. Jimmy Key, he was a big player from where he came from.
Yes, they helped the Yankees
Roger Clemens, all these guys. Nah, they bought these guys, man. They were lucky to have 4 rookies to come out of that team: Posada, Jeter, Mariano, and Andy Pettitte. They were lucky to have those 4.
Yeah, they won the 4 championships with them, but what I'm saying is they didn't start to really buy the team when they were starting to get A-Rod and Giambi, Randy Johnson, Johnny Damon. That's when they went crazy. That's when they started to lose. That was probably the worst mistake they ever did.
Brought over,
when they started to buy everybody.
They brought over Paul O'Neill after he won a World Series. They brought him over.
Yeah, he won the World Series.
They had a bunch of guys over there that they got from different teams. They were big names on their team. And then they came to the Yankees. You know what I mean?
But they were already like at the end of their career. Paul O'Neill was good. That was
they had a strong core. They had a strong core of homegrown players, and then they brought in pieces to supplement their team. Guys like Tilly Davis, and even when David Justice came over, they brought in different pieces to help their team.
I mean, for
No,
the
they were great
2000,
contributors. I love the David Justice pickup. That was an excellent pickup. That was out of nowhere. He was wow. He was so clutch for them. Justice. He had that big home run in the playoffs, and then he hit the home run off of Arthur Rhodes in that against the Seattle Mariners. I'll never forget that home run. That was like an upper deck home run.
And for the 2000 season, they had Jose Canseco playing on the Yankees, and he was leading the league.
He did nothing.
Jose Canseco was leading the league in home runs that year, and he didn't even play in the playoffs with the Yankees.
Nah, he stunk.
Okay,
he was a dud.
He was the league leader that year in home runs, and he didn't even get to play in the World Series.
But when it really started to pick up was after 2001. After they lost to the Diamondbacks, then they just decided to, okay, now let's buy every big name. And then what happened? I mean, it only worked out in 2009 when they got CC Burnett and Teixeira and Swisher, and that was it. But I don't know why it didn't work out all the other years. It goes to show you can't buy a World Series and think you're going to win every
Johnson, all kind of guys.
Burnett was a disappointment to me because whenever I saw Burnett pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays against the Yankees, he would shut the Yankees down. I thought he was a fantastic pitcher, but when he came to the Yankees, he really struggled quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. I love that pickup, and I think he was great for them the first year. They won the World Series because of him, Burnett. He pitched a great game in the World Series that saved the Yankees season. Because remember, CeCe didn't have it in that game one against the Phillies, and Burnett just tossed a gem in that game. That was awesome. He was great the first year for the Yankees. The second year, he was starting to get shaky. But I don't know. I thought the Burnett pickup was great for them because he had excellent stuff. Burnett when he was on, he had no hit stuff. That's the thing about Burnett. Yeah. He was one of those pitchers that if he was on, he had no hitter stuff, and then when he was bad, he was just bad. He used to get killed when he was bad. Yeah. So he was great. Obviously, CeCe was a great pickup. What do you say about Sabathia? That guy was incredible. And Teixeira was great the first year. And then after that was just everything went downhill after that. Swisher was good for them. He was great in the clubhouse. He was great for that year. He was. I mean, he got the team going. I mean, then after that, the Yankees kind of I don't know what happened after 2009. They just completely went silent. I don't know. It fell off the team. The team fell off, and then they weren't making big moves anymore. And then now they've got Garrett Cole and Stanton, and they can't win a World Series now. I don't know.
Can't do it, man. I don't know, man. But anyway,
Farmer met so many great players. I mean, he has met many of the players face to face throughout the year.
And the Yankees won in 2009 because of luck. First of all. We wasn't even supposed to go to the World Series. No, they were a great team. That team was excellent. I love
we
wasn't even supposed to go to the World Series because against that game against the Minnesota Twins, Mark Teixeira hit that foul ball and they called it fair, which made the guy score, and that's how we won. So if that ball was never called fair but it was foul, the Yankees would have never won that World Series. They would have never made it to the World Series. Not only that, in the World Series,
what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. You see what I mean? You got to go back. Go back to 2009 against the Minnesota Twins and Mark Teixeira hitting a foul ball, which they call fair, and the Yankees scored, giving the Yankees the win, and they won to go on to the World Series to beat the Minnesota Twins. Then in the World Series, if it wasn't for Johnny Damon stealing third base when he got that double, the Yankees would have never won that World Series. So they lucky.
Mark Teixeira hit a home run. That wasn't a foul ball. That was a home run. That was just like a line drive home run.
And not only that,
Minnesota Twins, and they played
And not only that, AJ Burnett saved their ass in the World Series because CeCe pitched the first game and he was horrible, and AJ saved
I just told you that.
You know, so
yeah.
You know,
I told you that he pitched great. They had a lot of breaks. They did get a lot of breaks, but that was a great Yankee team.
1996. They wasn't never supposed to go to the World Series in 1996 if it wasn't for Jeffrey Mayer against the Baltimore Orioles catching that home run ball. They would have never beat the Baltimore Orioles. So the umpires helped them win these World Series, man. Okay, we lucky to even maybe
but they had a lot of talented teams. I wouldn't go to that. I wouldn't say it was just always luck. I mean, the Yankees had a lot of great teams.
Man. The Yankees got lucky, man.
Especially they were great. 96 wasn't a fluke though. 96 was they actually had a great team that year. They were an underdog, but no one thought they were going to beat the Atlanta Braves.
If it wasn't for Jim Lyrics hitting that bomb in Seattle, they would have never won to go to the World Series.
Well, then you could make a case for everything, though. But that's when any team, though, if
They got
nobody
lucky,
got those
man.
big hits.
They didn't do
I know,
it because they were the team.
They got lucky. They got
talent and money.
Yeah, they got luck.
Baseball.
Yeah, luck and skills, man.
I know, but
That's
they
how
were talented. You can't say, oh, if they didn't do this and do that. But then that's for any team. Then what about the Chicago Cubs? What if Ben Zobrist didn't get that hit? They wouldn't have won then. If Chapman,
but you gotta,
he blew that
but
save.
You gotta look at, like Will Zimmerman is saying, the 1998 team is the greatest Yankee team you ever saw and will ever see, because that lineup, they gonna win. We play today, we win today. That's it. And that's how we want this team to be in this day and age, but they don't got it like that, man. They don't got it. They don't have it,
well,
man.
talk
they
about
don't have
luck.
it.
This team has no luck. There's no such thing as luck with this team.
They don't have no luck. They don't even have skills. You know, you need skills to have the luck. You know, and they can't even steal a base, man. You know, they can't even steal a base.
Yeah, well, those teams actually won championships. They actually got to the playoffs. They got to the World Series. They won. They only lost 2 World Series against Diamondbacks and the Marlins. That was it. This team can't even sniff a World Series. They don't even know what a World Series means.
Just like you said, those World Series teams, they were stealing bases. They were hitting and running.
Yeah.
They were doing all these things that the Yankees don't do today.
Those teams. I grew up with those teams. I remember Ricky LeDay, Homer Bush. I remember all those guys.
Slapping the ball.
What was that guy,
they don't
Curtis?
Chad Curtis. They don't even slap the ball no more. Remember they used to slap the ball opposite direction? They don't even do that. You know
they don't do that no more. Of course
you're not gonna win no World Series.
Hit the ball to the...
Not like that, man. If you can't do that,
I'm glad that you're going on a little rant. I'm glad you're going on a little rant over there. They would have guys. They would hit balls to the gap. They had those. What about remember Homer Bush? Homer Bush was.
He was the fastest.
Like 20 bases.
He was the fastest Yankee I ever saw, in my opinion.
Homer Bush?
Yeah, he's the fastest Yankee I ever saw. Run.
He was very fast. Yeah, I think he was faster than Gardner. I think
he's way faster than Gardner. Gardner didn't have nothing on. Nobody got nothing on that kid.
And we know we used to steal a lot of bases too. See, that's why we don't have a lot of speed. Alfonso Soriano, remember him?
Yeah.
That guy, he stole 40 bases a year.
Yeah, he was in the 40-40 club almost. He almost did that too. You know, but the Yankees don't have
that no more.
Nothing. Tyler Wade, you think Tyler Wade is gonna steal bases? He tried to steal a base the other game, and they caught him out by a mile.
Yeah, remember Ricky Henderson spent some time with the Yankees.
Yeah, in his early days.
Oh yeah, I remember.
In his early days, but
I remember that.
I mean.
Yeah, they had a lot of speed back then, definitely. This speed today, they don't have anybody. The bench is weak. See, that's what I'm very concerned with. God forbid the Yankees get more injuries. Who's going to come up and replace all these guys? They have Tyler Wade and they have Mike Ford. That's it. How are you going to win with that?
And to talk about the 90s World Series teams, every player has stolen bases on their list. Even Paul O'Neill had 10 stolen bases, and he was the slowest player on the team.
I think Derek Jeter stole a lot of bases also. He stole a lot of bases.
They all were stealing bases. They all had at least
A-Rod did.
Over 10 stolen bases. At least over 10, close to 20, like that. You know what I mean? And even the slowest guy on the team, Paul O'Neill, had stolen bases. And the Yankees today don't even have not one. You know?
Yeah.
It's sad, man.
Oh, the Yankee lineup just came out. You want me to read the Yankee lineup to you? It just came out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, DJ LeMahieu is leading. Okay, DJ LeMahieu is leading off, playing third base. Brett Gardner is batting second. I don't get that move. Center field. Aaron Judge is batting third. Who else? Let's see. Let me I don't get that one. All right.
Wait, sis.
Okay, so it goes okay, LeMahieu, Gardner, Judge, Urshela, Odor, Sanchez, Andujar, Ford, outfield. That's it. No Luke Voigt. I don't get that move. No Luke Voigt. I don't know why they took Luke Voigt. I guess they're resting him. I don't know why Voigt's
not hurt, is he? He played yesterday, right?
Yeah, I don't know what he's out at home.
Yeah, so why is he not in there today? He should be playing today. We need this win. You know what I mean?
I know. I don't get that. Well, why isn't Voigt playing? Don't tell me he's hurt now. Oh God, he was
No,
again with this rest.
does that a lot. Boone does that a lot. I've seen him take guys out that were 3 for 4 with a home run, and he doesn't play them the next day.
Yeah, he's not had Brett Gardner batting second. Are they kidding me? Brett Gardner should be batting the bottom of the order. Why are they putting him in the 2-hole? See, this is why you need Stanton back and you need Torres back.
Yeah.
You can't see what happens. How bad the lineup is now. You're using all the bottom of the order guys in the second, third, in the second and third holes. You can't do that. You're gonna put Brett Gardner as the second, as the number 2 hitter. That's
Did you say Clint Frazier's playing today? Is Clint Frazier playing today?
I think so. Yeah, he's playing.
He should be batting second. Clint Frazier.
I don't get this move. I really don't get this move. That's just awful. Brett Gardner shouldn't even be in this lineup. I guess they need him in there because they lost Aaron Hicks now. But he should be batting at least 9 times.
Yeah, the Yankees did not have a triple even this year until Gardner got a triple yesterday.
Yeah, Frank, can you bring up the lineup and read it over again? Because I when I was reading it to you, I wasn't really. I think I was far away from the phone. You could bring up their lineup is up. You just have to go on Twitter.
Oh, I can't go on it right now.
Oh, you could bring it up while you do the show, can't you?
I could, but I would have to log into it. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Oh, I thought you could bring up all those things on your video. I thought you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I can, but I didn't go to the website. I would have to sign in and all that. But
all right,
let me see what I can do here.
I have it on my computer. I could read it. Cause I didn't read it right. I was I have it on my computer. Yeah, I could do it. Sorry. Yeah, all right. Their lineup is it says Roy's back. That's good. Roy's back. So here it is. You could hear me pretty loud and clear. I hope they win tonight. Let's hope they get this win tonight because
I got it now. Okay, I got it up on the screen.
All right, okay. LeMahieu, Gardner, Judge, Urshela, Odor, Sanchez, Andujar, Ford, and this guy. Look, I don't know how you pronounce his name.
Ryan
the guy they
Lemary?
called up from the minors. Yeah, he's that's the lineup. I don't know why Mike Ford's in there. What the hell is he in the lineup for? Oh God.
These lineups look sweet.
Yeah,
man.
That's right. The lineup is going to be LeMahieu, Gardner, Judge, Urshela, Odor, Sanchez, Andujar, Ford, and Ryan Lamar, who is that journeyman outfielder that they have picked up. He is a real journeyman outfielder, and they have brought him up because they are so short. I would like to see them try to give Florio a chance now at this point. That's about
I don't like I don't like that guy. That the mayor, whatever his name is. That's all.
Ryan Lamar.
Yeah, Lamar. That's it. I couldn't pronounce it. Yeah, that's a weak lineup they're putting out there. Oh boy, I don't like that lineup. That lineup's bad, man.
Yeah,
no Gleyber Torres, no man. Stanton, no Voit. That's bad.
Batting average is horrible too.
My God, how are they going to win this game now?
Well, for today and day,
I'm gonna.
Mike Boltonevich is pitching for the Texas Rangers. Mike Boltonevich, who is 1-3 with a 4.60 earned run average, against Jamison Tyon, who is 1-3 with a 5.40 earned run average.
I know, but we couldn't hit Jordan Lyles yesterday with a 6 ERA. How are we going to hit this? What makes you think we're going to hit?
Anyway, let's end the show here. We've been
okay. Nice.
So
this is a long show we did. We actually did a longer show than expected.
Yeah, man, we almost did an hour or something like that. But anyway, I want to thank people for watching.
Great.
Will Zimmerman, Yankee Highlights, if you're still on, and you guys rock, man. So so long, everybody, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
All right, man. So long. Take care.
All right, we end it here. It was a good show.